Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Making Something from Nothing. And this is going to be a crazy project. It started out as a flask for some sand casting, and here I went ahead and cut up some maple and made the drag, and I couldn't find my wood to make the cope. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with this box? So I decided to actually make a real box. And I found some old hinges and cut up some MDF from a treadmill platform that I scrapped out for the motor. And I thought I was done with it. But then I started getting carried away with myself, and the thing ended up morphing into a custom gun box. So if you want to see what's involved in that, stick around. So originally I was going to use this over in the shop for miscellaneous tools and stuff like that, and we'll kind of zoom in and take a closer look at this thing. The flask wood had all kind of drill holes in it because that was just some scrap I had laying around. The treadmill wood, that MDF, has big holes in it. Fittings that they had popped holes in this thing, so this thing had all kind of problems. What was I thinking? Thing's solid as a rock, I'll tell you that. Closes nice. That's all I know. Okay, so now I'm trying to make this sucker from nothing for nothing, not spend any money on it. And after mixing some wood glue with some MDF sawdust and trying to fill the holes, that plan was failing miserably. So I broke my own rules and I went out to the hardware store and bought some plastic wood. So I started filling some holes. And I filled more holes. And even some more holes. And I even missed a few. Had to go back and fill a few more. So now by this time I'm getting aggravated because I didn't think this project through. So I couldn't have an ugly looking box with, fill holes with plastic wood. So I went out and bought some stain now. Things starting to get ridiculous. Okay, so after dropping like $6 on this stuff, I wanted to see what it looked like. Black cherry, they call it. So I took a piece of scrap maple and threw some on there, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, that doesn't look too bad. So I shake this stuff up for like 5 minutes and then drag the box outside and start putting some stain on it. And it doesn't turn out too bad. And then I'm getting aggravated because I dropped $6 on it, and more aggravated because the photos I took aren't even the right size. They're square. So now I'm really getting upset. But all in all, it didn't turn out too bad. So let's move on before I get aggravated more. So now I talked to a friend, and he tells me that I can't stain wood without putting lacquer on it. And I'm like, oh geez. So the Ace Hardware is over here loving me. So I go out to Ace Hardware and I buy some lacquer. So I start spraying this thing down. And it's starting to turn out pretty nice. But the lacquer was like $4 or $5 too. So now I'm into this thing for like $15, somewhere around there. So I prop it up on screws and I let the lacquer dry. And it actually doesn't look too bad. Well, that one looks bad. Let's go back to that one. So next I'm looking at these MDF pieces from the platform from the treadmill. And because of the conveyor belt running over this thing, it's all scarred up and scratched, and I'm thinking to myself, this thing looks terrible. I mean, it's got a nice Formica type finish, but it's all scarred up. So I'm like, yeah, I can go ahead and paint that with some flat paint. So what do I have to do? I have to go out to the hardware store. I have to buy cans of spray paint and some painter's tape because I want to do the edge a different color. So then I had to buy another color. So I'm over here spraying and taping and spending money, which is really what I didn't want to be doing. So I'm thinking burgundy and black goes good together, so I buy this burgundy paint. The cap color looked good. I get it home, I put it on the wood, and this is what I end up with. I don't know, it looks like some kind of orangish red or something. But it's what I have, it's what I'm going to use, but I'm getting more aggravated by the hour here. I'm up to like $24 on this project. Certainly not happy about that. So I've got the bottom and the lid painted and in various stages of drying, which isn't costing me anything, thank goodness. And I'm still not crazy about that color for the edge, but I guess I gotta live with it. I like that view better. I can't see the edge. So all the paint is dry, and I'm putting the lid or the bottom of the box back on, and finally figured out why I was having square photos, which was aggravating me. And so I got that straightened out, and now my exposure's all screwed up because of the sun, so I'm getting even more aggravated. But that's what we got. So these are the original hinges, and they're silver, and they don't look bad there, but I don't think silver would look too good there. So I decided to paint them. So I drag them outside and I shoot them with some black flat. Take some terrible photos. And then start putting them on the box. And overall that didn't look too bad. So now we got the lid on. So just when I thought I was done spending money, I realized I can't put this heavy box on my dresser in my bedroom because it's going to scratch it up. So I go out and buy some rubber feet. And I stick those on. And I drug the handles outside and shot those with some paint that I already bought. And I stick those on. So I'm mucking around with the box and I realized that the lid is starting to mar up my lacquer finish. So what do I have to do? I have to go out to Ace Hardware again and buy some felt pads and stick them on the lid. So okay, I got that done now. Jeez. So I'm over here opening and closing this box and realize I don't even have a handle for it and didn't plan for it. And I'm certainly not going back to Ace Hardware. So I took this one off of some piece of furniture I had laying around I don't need. And I'm going to use that. Finally something for nothing. So now I finally got the box done without having to go back to Ace Hardware. And overall it didn't turn out looking too bad. Started out as a piece of junk. Finished up pretty nice though. Time to go get my gun. Well, this whole project came about because I couldn't find my other maple, and I knew I had it, and I eventually find it after I do all this work and spend all the money at Ace Hardware. But it's all weather beaten and mildewed, so I bring it inside, take the belt sander to it, do a bunch of work, cut me a slat so I can make me a compartment in the back for my gun cleaning stuff, another compartment to hold my ammo, and then fit everything together. Now, it's not complete at this point because I need that egg crate foam, and the stuff is way overpriced, that gray stuff for gun cases. So I'll eventually find some on Craigslist, but I'm certainly not spending any more money on this project. So when I have some, maybe I'll do an update video. And if you guys think you're disappointed, just imagine how I feel. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the build, if you stuck around long enough to watch it. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.